Welcome back to the channel. Notice I'm sitting at a little different angle because everywhere in my house today, no matter what I do, there's some kind of glare. So, so anyway, where is the narcissist now? What are they doing? Where are they? So one of the questions that people ask, we ask ourselves. So after the relationship ends, we all go through for a while, for a period of time, some longer than others, what's called FOMO, or fear of missing out. In other words, we're afraid of missing out on the narcissist's life, on whatever they're doing. And for a time, you think that whatever they're doing is just the greatest thing in the world. Because when you're with these people, you come to idolize them. You come to see them as the end all to be all. Where they are is where the action is. Where they are is where everything is going on. And that's what they convince you of. So they slowly convince you that they're just basically so special and everything they do is great. Everything they like is so great. So you have FOMO. Well, when you wisen up and you figure all this out, you come to realize nothing about the narcissist's life is great. It's empty, it's shallow, it's hollow, nothing is special, nothing remarkable whatsoever. In fact, it's quite terrible. But even when you get down the road, you still wonder sometimes, as I do occasionally, not in a missing them way, not in a FOMO way, not in you're still on my heart and in my mind way. It's not that. You simply wonder, what are they into now? What are they doing? Where do they live? You just you just wonder a little bit. At least I do occasionally. Let me tell you today exactly where the narcissist is now. Okay? First of all, wherever the narcissist is now, they're dealing with other people. Probably numerous people. They are out there. This is where they are. They're out there dealing with other people. I always love when people say, well, when I was with the narcissist, they didn't cheat. I've never been cheated on. Yeah, I was with a narcissist or several, but I wasn't cheated on. You know what I'm going to say. You weren't cheated on as far as you know, but you didn't know much of anything about them, did you? Maybe some people I think like to do mental gymnastics too, because I think it makes them feel better. Because do all narcissists physically have sexual cheating relationships behind your back? Not all of them. Let me tell you, a lot of them do this, though, especially today because it's so easy to get these other situations. But not all of them do that. So people do mental gymnastics and they twist this pretzel to make themselves feel better. They say, "Well, I wasn't physically cheated on. I know that. I know that." And so it's like, okay, that they were dealing with other people on text or on dating apps or on social media, see people from their past, someone they met at the grocery store, someone at work. So unless you define cheating only as a sexual interaction, believe me, all these people are cheaters. They're all cheaters. They're all dealing with other people. Every second that you were in the relationship, they had someone else in the picture somewhere, somehow. And I'm not just saying this because I experienced it. Yeah, the narcissist that I was with told me that. I've been talking to other people the whole time. The whole time. And she had. But I'm telling you, they all do this. So wherever the narcissist is, they are out there dealing with numerous people, even if they're married, even if they're with the next person, even if you think their life is great or they're being faithful or whatever. No, they are they are messing with other people behind that person's back, sometimes multiple, and at minimum in a soft, emotional, cheating sort of a way, and sometimes certainly physically. Where's the narcissist now? Well, they're out there abusing the person they're with. The narcissist needs somebody to beat up on at all times. If it's their relationship companion, if it's a child, if it's a friend, if it's a parent, if it's people at work, They always have to have somebody to vomit their nasty self onto. All this nastiness within them, they have to get that out on somebody. So, like in my case, if it wasn't me, it was the child. If it wasn't the child, it was me. If it wasn't either, it was probably somebody at work. It's always somebody. So wherever they are, they're abusing the person they're with. Rest assured, there's no narcissistic relationship occurring today on the planet, unless it's in that brief little love bomb, that where there's not abuse going on. And you often wonder, well, the narcissist has been with this person for like 3 years now, or they got married. Okay, well, that just means that person they're with is willing to suffer the abuse. You weren't. Or they left you because you put up some kind of boundary or something. But the person the narcissist wants the most on earth is the person they can control. If they can't control you, they won't be with you. That relationship is going to fizzle out fast if they can't control you. So they're out there doing that. You know what they're also out there doing? Triangulating. They're bumping into this person, bringing up that person. You're Brian number two. I used to date a Brian. You're Brian number two. That's triangulation. They're at the dinner table at a restaurant and they look across at some other person that neither of you know. They give them that look. That's triangulation. They bump into a person at the grocery store in front of you and talk way too long. That's triangulation. They're doing that right now to somebody, probably as we speak. Like I already mentioned, they're out there cheating one way or another, however you classify it, they're cheating. They're also ghosting. They're building something up with somebody just to vanish, just to see if they'll chase, just to get a reaction, just to dominate the person, to get control over that person. That's primarily why people ghost. The narcissist does it to obtain power and control. I've told you, the person the narcissist wants the most is the one they can control. That's why they'll settle for something that's way less than yourself or way less than many people. They'll go down just to have someone they can control. Because the truth is, do you want to know what the narcissist at the end of the day really wants? I'm telling you right now, I arrived at this conclusion through a lot of thinking about all of this, about what I've experienced, about modern day people, particularly the gender I have dealt with. The thing that the narcissist wants the most is the highest value individual they can find, but wait, whom they can also control and have power over. Highest value person that they can control. And they will forsake the higher value person to have someone they can control every single time because that's the most important thing. But preferably, they want a person who has a lot going, a lot they can get from, a lot of value. As long as they can manipulate them, that's who they want. And if they can't, because usually high value people can't be manipulated, at least not for long, what they'll do is they'll say, well, I'll just settle for Joe Schmo because he lets me trample over top of him. They're out there right now giving someone silent treatment, being quiet while they're on the drive home in a car for no reason, going to a different room when you're in the same house and being alone, shrugs when you ask them questions. I'm fine. I'm fine. They're giving somebody silent treatment somewhere because that's what the narcissist does. Another thing I can guarantee you they're doing, they're probably on their smartphone. The smartphone really is the third arm of the narcissist, and I haven't said that for a long time, but that's what the narcissist is. The smartphone is. The smartphone is the lifeblood of all interaction for most of the people walking the earth today. If you took that smartphone away from a narcissist and away from most people today, they would be utterly helpless because their lives are so dependent upon the next interaction, the next person they're going to meet, who messaged me, who's on this, who did this, what's going on here. And of course, without the smartphone, they can't do their designated narcissistic grin. The one I can tell from a mile away. I don't even know you, but I saw you for 2 seconds do this, and I know you're a narcissist. That's what they do. If you ever see somebody, and I know that sounds so stupid, if you ever see somebody in a restaurant, airport, anywhere, and you look over and they have that grin and they're on their phone, they're doing this, they're a narcissist. I would lay money down because they're getting supply, they're being filled up, and they're so ecstatic that, oh, the next new thing is talking to me. They couldn't do that without the smartphone. They couldn't do it. So wherever they're at, the narcissist is spending about 18 of their 24 hours of the day, maybe 19, doing something on that smartphone. And let me tell you, if you could actually look and sift through everything that they're doing at any given time, you just wouldn't even believe it. You wouldn't believe that someone can even be that active on their phone for any reason. They probably have texted 90 people that day, responded to 40 messages. They built something up with 5 different people, and you wouldn't believe what people can pull off, what the narcissist can pull off on the smartphone. That's why I tell you guys, it's the most godforsaken invention to ever grace the planet. It's the single worst thing as far as an invention, as far as an item that has ever been produced in the history of mankind, as far as making people terrible people. Um, what else are they doing? I kind of mentioned this, but they are on a dating app. They are on social media. They're on Snapchat. They love Snapchat. Many of them are still on Facebook. They all have accounts on almost everything, and they're on them, seeing who they can devour, seeing who they can talk to, who has messaged me, who else is the next person, who else can I add to the repertoire. And they're on dating apps doing the same thing. I routinely see videos of people, I'll just say people, talking about how they went on 3 different dates the week before. They have 5 different people they're talking to in their phone. This is this is the society we live in. This is the norm. Imagine going on 3 dates in a week with 3 different people. Do you know? And if you've ever done that, shame on you. I don't care what you think. If you're the kind of person who's going to go on 3, 4 dates a week with different people, then you got a lot of problems, and you probably ought to leave this channel. And I'm dead serious because you're a narcissist. Might sound harsh, but I'm being absolutely honest with you. Do you know how much time it takes to build things up with enough people to go on multiple dates every week with multiple people? This involves hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of time in a week, texting them, building up, because that's just the people they went on a date with. That's not including all the people that they were talking to in addition to that. They spend their lives doing this. What else are they doing? Well, I'll tell you where they're not doing. They're not being there for their children. Wherever the narcissist is today, they're not going to be there for their kids. Their kids come second or third or fourth or fifth or somewhere down the totem pole. Everything and everyone comes after the narcissist. They get their needs met first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then there's some room for somebody else. Usually they're kids, but the narcissist needs come far before everything else. They are always going to be self interested, self absorbed. Wherever they are right now, they are doing this. Wherever they are, they're concerned with me. What's in it for me? What can I get for me? Me, 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 me. That's where they are. They are in Narcville. They are in self-absorption. They are in themselves, in it for themselves. That's where they are. That's where the narcissist is right now. Wherever they are, they're also not getting things right. I cannot stress to you strongly enough. If you think the narcissist somehow, some way went on any time, anywhere, with anyone at any point and got things right in their life, you're so dead wrong. Everything you saw them do, they're now doing. So they're not getting things right. However you think it looks, however it appears, whatever they come back and try to tell you, which you shouldn't talk to them anyway, it doesn't matter what you see. The narcissist has not gotten it right. They are out there, wherever they are, doing things all the wrong way, making all the wrong decisions, blowing past all the people they probably should be with, manipulating all the people they probably should be with in a sane world. If they were sane, if they were spiritually upright at all, that's where they are. Where they are is not getting it right, wherever that is. They're also not doing the inner work. They're also not thinking. Wherever they are, sitting on a bench somewhere, riding in their car, on a date, laying in bed, whatever it is they're doing, they're not working on themselves. They're not getting better. They're not wondering, what's wrong with me? Why does nothing ever work? Why is it always everyone else's fault? How do I have 27 failed relationships? How do I have 6 failed marriages? How do They're not asking those questions. They're thinking, he was wrong and he was wrong and he was wrong and he was wrong and he was wrong. He did this, he did this, they did this, they did this, they did this. It's never their fault. It's never ever a narcissist's fault. It's never going to be. There will never be a shred of accountability. So wherever they are, they're not introspecting. They're not evaluating their lives. They're not doing inner work. They're not doing anything at all that's challenging or difficult for them, because everything with the narcissist is the easy way out. What's the easiest path I can take? The path of least resistance, which actually ends up being the hardest path they could take. That's what they don't get. Those people who are undisciplined, thoroughly undisciplined, take the easy way out, no work, no effort. They only make their lives much harder in the long run, but they don't see it that way. The narcissist life is a life of the quick fix. It's bubble gum over the hole in the boat. It's scotch tape on the broken lawnmower handle. It's the easiest way out all the time for them. So wherever they are, they're taking the easy way out. Wherever they are, they're not getting it right. They're not getting anything right. Wherever the narcissist is, they're not seeking God. They're not going to do it. They might pretend they're going to do it. And I was on a discussion recently on one of Yaz's posts, The Game Exposed, and it was quite a robust discussion. And many of the people on there were trying to basically say that, um, what was I going to say? That the narcissist always knows how evil they are. They always know how wicked they are. Some of them do. Some of them revel in that. But I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of them too I've met that actually think they're good people. They're so delusional. They think they're good people. They think they're good, upright Christian people. They actually believe that. The narcissist is a highly delusional person. Highly delusional. So wherever they are, they're not seeking God in a real way. In a fake way, in a contrived way. This is why Paul said that these people have a form of godliness but deny its power. They look like it. They even think they're like that. They convince themselves they're good people a lot of the time. But they're not genuinely seeking God. They're not genuinely in a relationship with Him. They don't bow before anybody for real. They don't seek to get it right. They can't. Where is the narcissist now? In short, they are out there, wherever it is in the physical location that they exist right now. They're doing all the same things they've always done. Trust and believe me, wherever they are right now, they're doing every single thing they've always done. Everything you experienced when you were with them, they're doing right now to somebody else or some other people. And you know what they're going to do when they're done doing that? They're going to monkey branch to another person and do the same exact things they did to you and to them and to everybody else and repeat and repeat and repeat. Wherever they are, they're not getting it right. They're not changing. They're not behaving. They're not doing things any differently than they did with you, except they might be doing a lot worse. They probably are. They're probably more manipulative, more selfish, more abusive. So, with all this said, to answer the question once and for all, where is the narcissist now? My answer to that question is who cares?